No tube with Passy.
Still right side up.
The best. He loved his brother. He loved pacifiers so much.
Upside down.
Upside down. You sleepy boy. He just wanted to make you laugh. He was just, he was a sweet little old soul. I was almost 34 weeks pregnant, went into the doctor just for my normal routine check. Checked the baby's heartbeat, and she felt like doctor kept getting my heartbeat, and she was like, no, that's not your heartbeat, I think that's the baby's. Let's go to the ultrasound room. Ran to the ultrasound room, and she confirmed that it was Graham's heartbeat in the 70s.
You know, at that point, I ran to my hotel, started grabbing my stuff, and she called back and said, they're gonna deliver, we're going in right now, so.
They delivered, I mean, it was probably 10 minutes later. It turned out they found as soon as Graeme was born that he was not in distress. He had several heart defects. None of those were detected, obviously, at the 20-week ultrasound. We thought he was just a perfectly normal baby, and you know, we didn't have any other reason to expect, because you know, Mace was a perfectly normal baby, and you know, we just thought that's what people had, you know, we had no other clue. After we delivered Graeme, they loaded him on life flight and they took him to Children's Memorial Hermann, and he was in the NICU for 9 days total, and that's when he had at that time he had his first surgery. And they widened his aorta. It was a little too narrow, and so they widened that up.
And they put in a pacemaker.
From there, he went to the PICU, and he was in the PICU until 22 days. And then at that time, they put in his permanent pacemaker and a pulmonary artery band to restrict the flow of blood to the lungs. And then he recovered, and then at 44 days, we got to
take him home.
Bring him home. I knew life was going to be different just because we wanted to do everything to protect him. You know, we didn't go out a whole lot. We had our little life here inside these walls, just to do whatever we can do to keep him comfortable and healthy.
No.
We never had the expectation that he might not be with us forever. You don't ever think that you're not going to have your child with you for life. And for 2.5 years, Robbie woke up every night and gave him a bottle, and he'd let me sleep, and so we'd let him sleep in on weekends, and so I loaded the boys up in their pajamas on Sunday morning, and we went to Shipley's and we got a donut, and on the way there was a hot air balloon out of each boy's window, you know, and they were both talking about how beautiful the hot air balloons are. They're pretty. Graeme kept saying it was pretty. And we got their donuts and came back here, and we were playing in the backyard and swinging, and Robbie came out, and we were all just hanging out, and he started coughing and was trying to eat a little bit of a donut, and Robbie brought him inside and tried to get him to calm down, and Robbie started CPR on him that morning, and we called 911, and even on the way to the hospital, you know, like I just thought, it's gonna be all right, we're gonna get there, and it'll be all right, you know.
They did CPR a little bit more in the hospital, and they came out and said, you know, there's nothing that we can do. So.
doesn't really feel like you're, like when I share his story, like it still doesn't feel like it's like our life that we're talking about, you know, like it's not my son that we're talking about.
One of the things that we do to keep Graeme's memory alive and to raise funds is we hold Graeme's Run every year.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
We started in 2015. We have a 5K competitive run and a 1 mile walk.
Get a little bit of applause for the one and only, our little ham bone, Graeme bone that we're doing this for.
We have found an awesome foundation called the Children's Heart Foundation. Every dollar that we raise on our end, they put into Graeme's memorial fund within the foundation, and every December we get to pick where his funds go, which research project, which is, it's a really special thing for us.
Spreading love is really important, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on like that. People need to share the love, and supporting it like something like this. There's a lot of people we don't know what they're actually going through, so like this actually just opens the door to people to actually look around them and find out a little bit more about the people around them.
I just think it's really important to remember Graeme and his legacy, and really raise money to help the cause for the future.
I think it's very hard for people to know what to do, how they can support Stephanie and Robbie, and this is one way they can come out and celebrate Graeme's life and be there for Stephanie and Robbie.
Very proud of Stephanie and Robbie for their strength and love.
Last year we had about 1,500 people there, so we'll see what we can get this year.
If you would like to register, sponsor, donate, just learn more about Graeme, there's some really cute pictures and videos on our website.